So in this video, we are making an ability which can go through walls, and it will make enemies' corpses explode in a tower. It will be unlockable, and yeah, so let's get into it. So we're going to start off by dragging in a void curse sprite into our attacks folder, and then we can do new sprite, and we will name this void curse explosion, and we will drag this in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4. Then yeah, we save this under our attacks. Go offset of -10, -20, -24, 5. I just want to go up a couple of frames. Let's do -30. I want to have a look at our meat. We're going to delete our spawner, delete our self-destruct, close bullet, close player health. Yeah, then I'm just going to delete this here. Go into our jetpacker, and I just want to check in our stunned how far down we are. So about 1, 2, 3, 4. Below that is what we want, so maybe 26. 1, 2, 3. Well, okay, maybe 25. See how that works out. Add in an animation player. Name it to animator, new animation, explode. It'll autoplay. Oh yeah, so it'll just reset our frames. Get out in and change this to 2 seconds. Set it to 0.08 seconds apart. Go up a couple of frames. Then just keep going. Let's see how this looks. What is it? Let's drag this forward by 3 frames. I'm gonna make it 0.05 apart. So I'm just going to drag all of these close together. I'm gonna drag these 1. I'll do 2 closer for now. I think I like this, so then 0.25, we're just gonna make it invisible. 0.4, we'll make it visible again. And here we're gonna add a call method track. Insert key Q3. Now I just need an area 2D. Let me just set this to visible at the start. We'll call this our hitbox. Add in a collision shape 2D. It's not gonna start hitting until like this frame, let's say. Then collide with the enemies. yeah, so what we're gonna want to do is change our scale. So let's figure out where we're gonna want this to default be. About there. And then this is gonna be something like this. Guess in here, don't make it. No, I'll leave it like that. Anyway, so we can key in its scale as 1, 1 here. And we're also going to key in its position. Here we're just going to do something like 0.8. Move it down. This is good, so then we'll key in scale and position. Change this to something like 0.6. Move it down. Key in scale and position. Change this to 0.4. Move it down. Key in this stuff. Then 0.3. I'm actually going to move this down a bit. I'm only going to enable it on this frame, I think. I may as well set it so that it works on this frame. So it will take 0.5 seconds before it triggers, so it's going to require a bit of timing, but it also lasts for about 0.5 seconds. Do we want to change the width at all? I think it's mostly fine. Yeah, we're going to want to go into this and key in disabled at 0.5 and at 0. Sorry, this is going to be enabled. And when do we want to disable it? I'm going to want to change it again. It can stay at its position and scale for a frame. Then we change it back to like 0.8. Move it up. Key in both of these. 0.7. Move it up. Key in both these. And then here I am just going to disable our collision shape. So that is essentially our animation, and it lasts for really 1.1 seconds. Hide this, make a script for this. Just want to check our jetpacker for, not our jetpacker, but let's grab our bullets. What about, yeah. So we'll copy this, and on our hitbox we can do on body entered. If body.is in group enemy, and it's going to be, I believe we called it void in our self-destruct. Yep. That deals 10 damage. I'm thinking this should deal 10 damage. How much health do our enemies have? We've got 6 and 5 and 6. Let's make it 7 for now. And Alright, this is our self-destruct, sorry. So change that back to 10. Change this to 7. And we can close this. It starts testing stuff out, so we're going to go into our jetpacker. Actually, we need project settings first. Input map. We're going to do trigger curse button. And I'm thinking we're just going to make this Q. And yeah, so then, whoa, there's lots of scripts here. I'm just going to do close all and go back into our jetpacker. Let's have a look at our stuff here. We've got our states, and that's it. So then, state is equal to dead and stunned. Okay, we're gonna open our global data. I guess I haven't done any signals yet, but yeah, we're gonna do signal. What do you want to call this? Trigger curse explosion. So signals are basically like, it's basically what we've been doing with you know, we've already been doing them with timers. This is considered a signal or a timeout. It's just like when a condition is met, it will trigger a function. Same thing with our hitbox here. When something enters it, it will trigger this function. And we can also pass in variables with our functions through signals, and in this case we have body. Meanwhile, in timeouts we have nothing. And then normally signals are only local though, you know, like we can't connect our spawn time of our jetpacker to our player. But if we use our singleton global data and define a signal in there, then we can connect that between anything, and we can trigger it between anything. And yeah, using signals is a great way to make a lot of things. Like, I love using signals, they're really nice. Anyway though, so in order to connect this signal, because it's not going to trigger on a timeout like a timer, just remove that. Anyway, so in order to connect it, we're going to go into our, well actually we don't have one, but we will make a func ready in our jetpacker, and we'll do global data dot connect trigger curse explosion. And actually I just want to say, if you want to add in variables to it, all you got to do is something like time, and that's it. Well, not exactly, but then what we'll do in order to connect it is we'll do self, because this is the signal we're connecting, this is what we're connecting it to, and now we're doing what the function we're connecting it to is. So a fairly default way of naming these functions is just like on trigger curse explosion. And we can do func on trigger curse explosion here. And then if we were to have this time, all we would have to do is write time in here, because it has to be able to have a variable that's being passed in there. But we don't need any variables for this, so we're just gonna not do that. Oh, and I used a T there. Anyway, but in here, there's a new pass now. So in our player, we're gonna go into a physics process, and basically, as long as we're not dead, we're gonna allow this to happen. So then, just do right here we can do if input is action just pressed, trigger curse. Oh, sorry, not trigger curse. Oh yeah, it is trigger. Oh my. Trigger curse. Then global data dot emit signal trigger curse explosion. And one thing that we're also going to want to do is open our player possess mode. I want to make it that the player can trigger this curse whether they are currently possessing an enemy or whether they're just in their possess mode. So actually no, that's really stupid because then the player won't have anything to possess. So I'm not going to do that, and if they misclick and hit that key, then well, that's not going to be a happy feeling for them. But anyway, in our jetpacker, now what we can do is do const void curse explosion is equal to preload void curse explosion dot tscn. And then in here we'll do var void curse explosion is equal to void curse explosion dot instance void curse explosion dot global position is equal to self dot global position. And then what are we doing our stun time timeout? Okay, I'm just gonna do stun time timeout, and we're gonna do if state is equal to stun because we don't want this to be called while we're alive. And yeah, so now what we can do is just instance in our jetpacker. Drag them over there, I don't know why they're invisible. Okay. So, oh my. I failed at that, anyway. So then I'm pressing Q, nothing is happening. Pressing Q, still nothing happened, but it did delete early, so that's kinda something. I'm wondering, this is not getting set to visible or something. Let's go into a jetpacker and let's just print hi. Okay. I do get that print hi, but still no curse explosion, and that's because I did not do get parents dot add child curse explosion. That was quite a stupid mistake, but anyway. Q, yeah, close to how I want it. I'm gonna make this the offset -24. Just gonna try this again a couple times. Doesn't quite feel right for some reason. I also want to increase the falling speed of this corpse because it is terribly slow. So we'll go into our physics process. Let's do times 20. This is if we're dead. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, it's decent. Then, we're gonna want to do const void particle is equal to preload void particle.tscn, then do func add void particle then var void particle is equal to void particle dot instance get parent dot add child void particle dot global position is equal to self dot global position plus vector 2 0 y offset, and we'll do dot negative y offset, and we'll do y offset in here. Okay, and then in our animator, in our functions, what we can do now is do insert key, add void particle. Then it has a null value right now, and we need that to be an int value. And then this is how much it's going to be off. So for now, we're just going to make it -1 actually, and then just going to zoom in a bit. In each frame, I'm going to want to add a void particle in. Let's go to this frame. We're going to want something like 0. Actually, we'll do 1. I want a minimum of 2 of the difference between all of them. 3. 5. We can do something like 8 now. And I'm just gonna continue this. Okay, so now we can test this out. Okay, not far enough apart. Let me just do ×2. That way we don't have to change all our values. Kinda cool. Anyway, let's open our effects, void particle. I'm gonna change this to -1. And we're gonna do some Z index adjusting more later on, but for now, I'm just leaving it alone. Okay, that mostly works. I think new times 2.5, then I'm gonna add a couple more in. I'm gonna do 20. And 23. So let's try this out. I think that looks pretty good now. Yeah, now what we're going to want to do is do, at the end of this, randomize var random x offset is equal to randy %20. Then minus, make this random 50 minus 25, no, we'll make it 100 minus 50, and then void particle dot global position dot x plus equals random x offset divided by 10.0. Yeah, that is already making it look a lot better. Okay, so let's just add in another jetpacker, just so that we can tell whether it is damaging our enemies or not. And it is. So that's it for the jetpacker, but we do need to replicate that in our other enemies. So we'll just go into our jetpacker, and we can just copy this stuff and paste it in. Oh, what is with this? Okay, we need also that constant. We're just gonna paste it into our marksman first though. Now we will grab our void curse explosion constant and put it here and in our clone. So now we'll just delete both of these, instance in a clone, and instance in a marksman. Then we can just run the game. Works with them. I messed up. And it works with them. So yeah, really simple to copy paste that. Then for the last thing I want to do is make it an ability you can unlock. So we're gonna go into our player's script, and then we'll do var curse explosion unlocked is equal to false, so we'll make it true for now. And then in our physics process, we're going to do and curse explosion unlocked is equal to true. So we'll just lower this guy down here. It works. Then we'll set our unlocked to false. And it doesn't do anything. So, yeah, that's this video done. I want to make an ability that allows you to interact with the environment in some way. And then I'll probably make some sort of fire immunity ability later on in the game. Or am I make it poison? I don't know. But basically just gonna be working on a couple more abilities for the player to unlock. And then we'll make a couple more basic enemies for the player to fight. Then we'll make like 1 or 2 more elite enemies. Then we're gonna start working on making some levels, and then the final boss. And that's basically all we have to do for the rest of this video, for the rest of this tutorial series. And yeah, we're gonna have to make like doors and save game as well. There's still a fair amount to do, but we're kinda getting close to having finished this game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any suggestions for enemies or mechanics that you'd like to see make its way into this game, then I would be glad to hear them. And that's it for this video, so I hope you learned something, and have a good day.